hours straight.
Here's the thing: when Connor gets a new game, he'll play the fuck out of it.
Yeah,
I remember.
that's the point.
I remember when.
I'm doing the same thing with D2 and Godfall right now.
Yeah. Well, this happened. When we were in college and we were roommates together. Connor, what was it that the DLC came out for Destiny? It was the last DLC before they were doing the Taken King. The what was that DLC called? It was after Crota. It was when it was like the Prison of Elders. That's when got introduced.
Was it the Prisoner of Elders?
I don't think
you played that one.
No, me, you, and Mitchell still played.
Yeah, but you guys were playing something else.
No, we weren't. We were playing Prison of Elders with you. Well, no, Mitchell wasn't playing Prison of Elders with us. He was.
Oh, okay. Finish the story. I'm thinking of something different.
Well,
Sorry.
I can't think of the DLC. House of Wolves, maybe that's what it was.
Yeah, that's the Prison of Elders, House of Wolves.
Yep. Is that what the DLC is called?
It might have been. I don't remember the order of
Anyways,
one expansions. Dude, that was like 4 years ago.
Dude, I remember it came out and we played it like all night when it came out, and when I was like, all right, I'm gonna get off and go to class, and Connor's like, all right, I'm gonna stay on a little bit longer, and I go to bed. I wake up, go to my morning class, and then I didn't have a class the rest of the day. So I come home, and Connor is still on it. He didn't even go to class. I was like, did you even go to class? He goes, no, I stayed up all night. And I was like, that was 14 hours. Holy shit.
Dude, Destiny, man. That's my I will say, I can say now that Destiny is by far my favorite game ever made. Like, the story's so good. The lore's amazing. Like, the game is so fun. I've never been able... That's not true. Because I did it with Fallout. But I've been playing Destiny since D1 beta, and I don't think I will ever stop because it just gets better and better. So the 14 hours of skipping class and all that, it's fucking easy for like D2 or Destiny. But you guys remember Halo came out? Halo came out when we were in there, and
Halo
I wanted
5.
to get back into competitive Halo because it was really good. I thought Halo 5's competitive field was really good, decent.
I had a lot of fun.
You guys were still playing Destiny because Rise of Iron came out.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And I've only played like parts of Rise of Iron. I haven't played the whole thing. That's the only Destiny expansion I've never like finished. Was Rise of Iron, which was the last expansion to Destiny 1.
Yep.
And then
Destiny 2 was on its way.
yeah, Destiny 2 came.
The Rise of Iron.
You guys were playing that, and they would like, hey, you know, we need another person for the raid, and I was like dedicated to Halo again. Like, I was just like, no, I'm not getting back on. I want to grind out my character and play Halo and get really good at Halo. And I was doing the same thing with Halo, where I played it literally like nonstop, and I didn't play anything else. If I was playing anything, I was playing competitive Halo. Dude,
that raid was so much fun.
I never did that raid.
Oh, dude, it was so fun because Mitchell actually raided with me.
Yeah.
It was a lot of like interacting with things more than anything. I will say
that raid changed how raids work in Destiny.
Yeah. I mean, you had to like, there was parts where you had to like repair like a machine, and so you had to like run across the entire like map, grab the like parts, but you were slowing down.
Yeah.
And like you run for like 40 seconds and then you drop it and then you're exhausted, so you can't pick up another piece of equipment. So there's 3 pieces of equipment and there's 6 players.
So you swap.
So you had to swap. So then the 3 other players have to defend while those people and it's timed. So it's like you have to like you cannot stop with and when you're about to be like, I'm about to drop it, like that other player had to be like on it, like ready to like pick it up immediately,
right,
and keep going.
The raids are fucking.
They do
awesome.
Really good jobs with their raids. I will say, I've never like done like a dungeon type or like raid type game, unlike fucking Destiny.
On a first person level, like it's insane.
Yeah, like
remember, like
they did a really
which
good
ones
job.
did you do, Eddie? Did you
I
do,
did.
like,
I remember the Leviathan.
Yeah,
was
he was.
Oh, that's right.
Me,
Yeah,
us
yeah,
3
yeah.
did the Leviathan a shit
remember
ton.
we
That
were
one
going
was-
throughout
that
the
one was fun.
ship and like finding all the like fucking
Chests and
engrams and shit that they
Yeah.
had.
Dude, that
hidden.
was so much fun. The 3 of us like being in that.
And
Yeah.
what was it? The keys or Was it
You had to like get
chest
the keys,
keys?
and then you had to go open the certain chest that were in the
Yeah.
Leviathan. Yeah, Leviathan was really cool, and then they added 2 more raids to the Leviathan. Those were awesome. I didn't like the Vex one very much, but they had like another Cabal one. which
Crown
was,
of
like, a
Sorrows or
loot
something
edit.
like-
Yeah,
or-
the Crown of Sorrows was later, which is
Right.
still
That's where you
Um,
kill the mechanical cabal, right?
that's
That's-
the normal raid. That's the Leviathan raid, and that's Emperor Callus's like
Stand-in.
stand-in, because nobody really knows where Emperor. Well, we know where Emperor Callus is, but he's not there in person because he doesn't want you to kill him.
Yeah.
He's just using you like everything else.
Mhm.
But yeah, there was that one, and then there was like the Crown of Sorrows, which was the last one that was in the Leviathan, which was really cool because that one was like a corrupt like cabal.
He was like hive taken almost.
Yeah, it was really cool. And you had to like kill 3 of them at the same time. Like, you had 3 raid bosses, but the best raid I think is King's Fall raid.
It's hot.
The King's Fall raid was insane. Remember that, Derek?
Yeah, that was my favorite raid.
Dude, that final room, when you got into that final room and you could you looked out into space and you just saw like the ring of Saturn, and like you don't know what's happening. So like everybody like ran up to the because you wanted to look out on space. It was fucking cool. So you like ran up to the edge, and then when you run up to the edge, all of a sudden Oryx just like fucking comes out from space like under the ship.
And he's like a
huge,
massive.
massive man, and he like throws his claws down on the ship, and everybody's just like, "Oh fuck!" and they're like running back to where like there was like a hallway. It was an open space, but it was like a V, and there was like 2 platforms here, and then there was like 4 platforms, elevated platforms that you had to like jump around and then dunk a ball. It was fucking insane. That was the coolest. Atheon was pretty cool too, but
And that was
Atheon's
their
the first.
That was
so
their first, and it's still like,
It's coming back.
is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was surprisingly, like their first raid is like one of their best raids.
Yeah, I think it's also like no other game really did anything like that in a first person state. So it's like it was huge. So I feel like it just kind of sits in everybody's vault of like, oh, that was awesome. That was really cool because it was just a whole different concept of something that for Destiny too, and the loot was awesome. The fights were awesome.
Yeah, they're what are they the classes that they have? The Arcstrider and all that.
Yeah, back then
I was obsessed with freaking the Hunter Arcstrider. The one with the steak.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the staff one. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's still I use that and Stasis now, but Stasis is fucking broken. They had to like shut down Trials of Osiris this week because the Warlocks one, when you like do the staff, it does like a radius blast around your character that does damage. Well, it goes through walls. So
Oh, no.
on like PvP, if a Warlock does Winter's Wrath, it just like blows through like all the walls and just like damages the shit out of the entire enemy team. So they're like, we gotta shut it down. So they're working on fixing that.
Yeah, they should it probably would be a good idea every time they release like something like this, that they shut down Trials of Osiris, just to see like let's see what happens with like this new thing, because we don't know if it's going to be game breaking.
Yeah, that kind of goes back to what we were talking about with like a mass amount of people playing it. That's when it really gets tested. And it's cool too because like Glad was the one who figured it out, and they were like just in private matches and PvP just kind of like testing things out, like what can we freeze, like what can we stop. So they were having like Titans doing like the Titan Smash where they fly, and they're like freezing them like mid-flight, and which is fine. I mean, that shit's fine.
Yeah,
because
you
it's hard to do.
You have to
It's-
time that
yeah.
shit.
and then they figured out using Wither Horde, the last exotic from the last expansion, you can get unlimited superpowers. So they took Wither Horde out of the game for a little bit to work on that. So it's cool that like they're just testing things out to let Destiny know, like, or Bungie know, like, hey, you probably should fix this because you're going to like ruin. It's awesome in PvE,
Yeah,
but like PvP, it's
you're gonna
it's
piss
like
people off.
Well,
yeah.
and like Destiny or Bungie, they do fun stuff there with when people find those bugs. Like remember in Crota's End, at the very last like part of the beginning, the thrall, you had to like jump on the, you didn't have to, it was somebody figured out you can jump on a rock and the thralls can't get to you, and the whole like first encounter's about you're in the
running
dark,
around
you're
from the thrall.
running around, you're slowing down, you have to stand in at the last part, you have to stand at the last platform and let these thralls like come at you, so you have to like defend. At the same time, people are dying as you're getting through because it was hard to get through, especially at the beginning. Well, somebody figured out jump on this rock, thralls can't get to you, you just got to worry about these ogres that spawn. They never fixed that.
No,
it
I
almost
think
became
it was, I mean, the only way they could have fixed it was just removing the rock entirely, but they probably
well, they could have
couldn't
put out like a more invisible wall, because it's not easy to get up there. There's like
no,
a
but I feel like people did it so many times it became easy to get up. I never
Sure.
had a problem.
Probably
towards
just
the end.
became a thing.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, oh, okay, I just gotta go jump on this rock. I
Yeah,
mean, it was
but, like-
literally a rock. It wasn't like structural part of the map. It was just a rock. It wasn't like a wall that they wanted there for aesthetic purposes, but also cover. It was like a rock, and
Yeah.
people found out, and it was way in the back corner, too. And it was dark in the room. Like most of the beginning of the raid was all just there was no lights. You used your ghost as a light the whole time. So
I don't even think your ghost was even active.
not for part of it because the lantern part you had to run through that, but at that where you're opening the bridge, the ghost was, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but because then those ogres came and you just stood on the rock. That was the only time that the rock got scary because the ogres could kill you, but you just snipe. I mean, what was that sniper that you could
Icebreaker.
hit? Yeah, you just use icebreaker, and just you're done. So, but then people were like, remember sword gliding across the bridge?
Yeah.
Like just Crota's End was the raid that like really showed that there's a lot of improving that needed to be done. I feel like it was definitely rushed. That whole expansion was rushed.
Yeah.
But like when players got into that, dude, you could solo the whole raid. Like you could go from the beginning to the end, kill Crota solo. People were soloing the entire raid, and that's when like they were like, we have to change our mechanics entirely to the point where like they have to be team-based mechanics, because there was no team-based mechanics in that one.
No.
There was no like mechanics that split the team in half in different zones and was like, you have to work as a team here. It was just
If you can do if
fuck up Crota.
Yeah, if you can do these things, there you go.
Yeah, I did. I loved the lantern beginning, like black room, and you
Dude.
drop down this huge. You drop down into the center of the moon.
I remember we loved it so much, and Mitchell loved it so much too. Just the three of us. Like if we weren't gonna raid that night,
We would just go get the chest.
we were like, let's go get the chest, and then the three of us would just run through it, just to run through it. And then it's like when it became raid night, we are doing it again. But at that point, we were like really good at the thrall part.
Dude, we had it down. Just
Yeah.
us three.
Yeah, because what happened when it was us three? Usually, I this is when they had that revive super.
Yeah.
So I would run that. One of us was running the blade,
Yeah, because me and Mitchell both played hunters,
and then one of us ran an invis. So if I died, I'd revive myself. I get one extra chance, and then if we were getting too swarmed,
invis.
well, I think you saved the invids more towards
revives?
the end. Not for revives.
I don't fucking remember.
But no, he would do that like spin alt where he brings out the knife and does like the big like spin
Yeah,
to
the
like
double
clear.
knives.
Yeah. No, and D1 it was only one knife.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Damn.
But Mitchell would clear that way, and then you ran invis. So then when it was just you, because I think that's how we were doing it, is because I would eventually die my second time because I'm not fast enough,
Yeah.
and then Mitchell would die trying to clear the room for you, and then you would make it, And then we were like, okay.
Yeah, because we only need one person to get to the checkpoint, and then everybody.
And then
runs.
it's super easy, jump on that rock. So then when we did it with a raid group, us three were always like alive.
first
'cause-
ones.
Yeah, because we were like, now
Knew
these guys are our
we
shields.
knew the
and
path like perfect. Like we knew like okay, we have to take a left here because it was a maze, and it was all.
it's like,
I
where's
mean,
the next
it was
lantern?
pitch black, and if you didn't light the lanterns, you died because the darkness just like sucked you up. Dude, it was fucking awesome. It's so good. And then D2's raids are just phenomenal too. The
They are very team based.
oh yeah.
Very,
Oh,
very team-based.
especially now.
I really like that.
Oh, it's way more fun. Like when
Oh, yeah.
you, because you kind of go into it and you know, like, okay, there's 6 of us. They're definitely going to be splitting us up either in like groups of 2s or groups of 3s, or having one runner and then the team has to do something. You just know now that that's the mechanics for the Destiny raids. Now they've been doing a really good job of like changing those mechanics up though. Still, like, the Spire where you're in the city and you defeat that giant mech, the servitor mech. I forget what its name is. You have like one person reading a map, and then you have the rest of the team running around killing elites to get these orbs. And then on the map, you can see it's like a map table. It's like a table, and one player's literally at the table, and they're like, okay, I see the elites. They're on one's back left corner, one's front right corner, and then one's on the other corner in the back. So then you can see your teammates running around the map, and they like run over. You see them drop in, like, okay, you have 3 dots on you. That's back right corner. You have 3 dots, so you need to dunk it on. And then you're looking at the map. And you're like, okay, bottom left corner. So then that person has to run around, and you see it all play out on the map. So you have like a map reader, and then you have people running around killing elites in groups of 2s, and then you have like 2 people just kind of like chilling out, taking out vandals. Dude, it was insane. Like they're just changing the concepts entirely, make every raid feel different.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, the one that gave me a lot of like anxiety.
Oh, God.
I
loved that raid.
I loved it.
You're talking about the one where the guy wasn't reading the fucking doors right?
Oh no, not that one.
Oh, okay, sorry.
No, it was the Leviathan one, and
Dogs.
yeah, the dogs, dude.
Oh, I love
Dude,
the dogs,
They was so much
bro.
fun, but I was always like nervous because I didn't want to be the one that got
Fucked it up.
caught and fucked it up, because it's like you could really like.
Yeah, you could
That's what made-
basically toss the whole round
Yeah.
if you fuck up with one move.
Yeah, I had a legendary moment in
Oh my
the,
god, my
uh,
stomach.
Rise of Iron raid.
Siva raid.
Yeah, the Siva raid too. It was the coolest. It was probably the height of my, or not the height of my gaming career, but like
The Destiny career.
the best my Destiny career, because we had this. We were on the second to last boss. Well, really,
Oh my god.
Dude, how many times is it? That's like 7 times.
I'm a hungry guy.
put that microphone
I
to your
need
belly.
some chicken nuggies.
See if we can get it. All right, now I'm gonna keep talking to see if it gets it going.
So anyway,
Chicken nuggets, spicy chicken sandwich.
All right, you
I'm
were
trying to
doing
get-
the raid, and then
So we're on the second to last boss, and the last boss, or it's the last boss, but it's like the first part of him, but it's its own boss. You know what? So there's these balls that come down, and then when the boss reveals like 3 weak points,
Well, that's what she
three
said.
three people grab it and throw the.
I think it's gonna happen.
Oh boy!
I don't know if that picked it up.
I really hope that picked it up.
I had Steak and Shake. It's running through me real quick.
Oh, okay. So there's those 3 orbs that fall, and 3 players have to pick them up, throw them at 3 like weak points.
Mhm.
Well, we had this kid, and we could not find somebody to replace him. So we're running this kid, and he did all right. I mean, we got it to the second to last boss, but he was not understanding that he had to pick it up and throw the ball at that
Yeah,
weak
you always
point.
run into that.
So, and we kept telling him, and he wasn't getting it. And I've been accused of not knowing what to do in the Leviathan raid by Connor, when really it wasn't my fault. By
Was it the
another-
Leviathan raid? That was,
Oh, it was the Bathers.
Dreaming City raid.
no,
It was
the
Bathers. Yeah, I remember.
Oh, that was pissing me off.
I remember
I was like,
this.
"What the fuck are you doing, dude? Because this is the easiest encounter."
No, dude, I
you
do
were yelling
remember
at
that.
me.
Yeah, I know.
And
I
I'm
know.
like, so anyways, so another ball dropped. Shut the fuck up, Cody. Another orb, another orb drop, a bomb
Yeah,
dropped,
they're called orbs.
and because I hit my weak point, and the other player hit theirs, and I'm like the furthest away, and I knew for a fact this kid was not going to do it again, so as
Sprint over there.
soon as I threw that ball, or orb, I saw the other ball. I picked it up, sprinted over there, and the very last second, like just like in slow, it felt like it was in slow motion. Like turned the corner and just, because I wasn't like completely lined up with it. I was enough that it would have like, you can see like part of it that it would have registered. It just, boom, killed the final boss, and everyone was like, "That was totally badass. He was not gonna throw that ball, and you did it."
Yeah, it's sometimes you have to like step in during mechanics and do another person's part. I've done that so many times. Like the raid that was in the Dreaming City raid. What was that called?
Last wish.
Yeah, the Last Wish raid. You kill Riven, which she's a fucking cool looking boss too. Like
Yeah,
that
that
was
was
insane.
cool.
She's literally, what are they called? It starts with an A. Akamhara. That's what they're called.
Arhamkara.
Yeah, and they're like the last. She's the last one alive because they were hunted down by hunters and all killed because they were destroying
Well, it
and
wasn't
killing people.
Ikora with the hunters too?
Yeah,
I think she was with them
She
to
like
kill
led
them.
the hunters to exterminate the race of them because they were just
Brutal.
they're brutal creatures. They're
And
they're like dragons.
Well, they're wish granting dragons,
Yeah.
and they were too dangerous to
They're like
have around.
They're like tools of the darkness. Well, they were tools of the darkness, but like at the time, nobody really knew that. They were just like, "What the? We got to get rid of these things." So, she's the last one, but there's so many mechanics in that raid too that are very
There it goes again. Oh,
time sensitive, and you have to do them quick. And it's quick thinking, very quick thinking. Like the doors for the first boss, where she yells and you have to get into the doors. This kind of goes to what Derek was saying about like I don't think I was blaming Derek because I think I noticed it pretty early on that the guy was jumping in your door. Remember this?
No, I was jumping in my door.
Yes,
he kept
he
thinking
was
I was jumping in his door.
Right. So there's 2 rows of doors and there's 6 of us. So like only 6 doors open and on these 2 rows and you're like down in this pit and you see the doors open.
And
right?
you're avoiding a wipe mechanic
Yeah.
or like an instant death mechanic if you don't get in those doors.
Right. So you can only put 1 guardian in each door. So 6 doors open.
At random.
At random. On 2 rows. Each row has 6 doors on it.
Well, like-
so like
but, like,
sometimes
the
like
whole-
2 will open, but it would be like door 1, door 5, and then on the bottom the rest of the doors will open.
Well, there were
in,
more
like,
than
separate orders.
6 doors total. Like there was like a group like 8 doors
Is it 8 on 8?
or like 4 on 4, but only 6 of those doors would open, so it wasn't the same. So the only way to like track it was to like, okay, the first door
number
that
them.
opens starting here, I'm gonna go there. The second door that opens, so like
Is number 2,
be
and
number
then
2.
third door, and then you go down to the second line, like you're reading a book. Boom, boom. You know, like lines, words in a book. This guy was pissing me off, and they were randoms.
Oh, we
And
were doing-
even like his teams were like, "Dude, what the fuck are you doing?" And we wiped so many. And this is the first boss. I mean, this is one where you get through it one time, you're done. I mean, the raid was out long enough at this point that you could one phaser. You just get through that first wipe mechanic. You never have to worry about it again. And then that's the hardest part of the boss is just like getting in the right door. And he kept getting in the wrong fucking door. And we call out what doors we have before we start the fight. You're like, okay, I'm always door number 3. Okay, so he did the same thing. He called out his number. And we're doing it. And he keeps trying to get or going in Derek's door. And then Derek dies or Derek gets in his door. Or Derek goes in his door, and then the guy's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And then he tries to find a different door, dies. Well, what happens when like one person dies? You're pretty much dead because you can't one phaser then because you don't have the damage to do it at the time. So Like now you can do it because you have like Izanami's Bergen and all that. But I was like, I started yelling. I was like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? I was like, are you an idiot? Like I was straight up just like telling him.
This always happens to me
Derek.
in these raids.
Well, it was Derek first, and then Derek's like, I'm going in the right door. So I watched Derek the last time. Derek was door number 3, if I think
Yeah,
correctly.
I think so.
And I just waited because I knew I was gonna get to my door. So I was like, okay, I'm 1. Door's open. I wait a little bit. Derek runs up into door 3. I was like, all right, that's Derek's door. And then the other guy tries to get up into that door, and then he runs into my door. He just was picking random doors.
Yeah.
And then I was like, all right, it's this guy. I was like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, Funny Spartan keeps getting in my door every round. I was like, no, he's not. He's number 3. And his friends were like, yeah, dude, you're like number like 4 or 5.
Or like
And
one of the last.
I was like, do you not know how to fucking read a book? Because I was like, we already told you. It's left to right, up to down. That's literally what I said. Remember that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
That
I
was
was
funny.
like, are you fucking retarded? And I was like, you go in door 4. So it's the 4th door, like a book. And I was yelling. I was getting irritated.
Dude, we were doing
I
it
thought
for,
I was going to get kicked.
We were doing it for so long, and this is the first time we really did the raid too.
The
wasn't
first
it?
time you were in the raid.
Oh, that's
like
right.
one of the first times you were in it. So I was like, dude, we have a group that knows what the fuck's doing. We only have one person that hasn't gone through
Getting
the
mad at
encounters.
Derek.
Well,
did it
I
happen?
did
No,
one
I know, I
round,
know.
and then I was like, no. But then I started yelling at this random.
I know,
And even
I
his friends were like, yeah, dude, you can't read? What, you can't read? And like his friends started
Just
like
give him shit.
That
ganging
was
up
funny.
on him too. And then he finally did it right.
and we
And the
we killed
whole entire raid, we made fun of him for not being able to read
Yeah.
the entire raid.
and he was a good sport about it too. Like he was like,
he was like,
all right,
oh, okay,
yeah.
I was doing it wrong. But I was mad because I was like, dude, we've wiped on this boss easily like 6-7 times, and I was like, I didn't even wipe this many times the first time going through the raid.
Which is like usually the hardest
Yeah.
Yeah.
part, or the hardest time to do the raid is the first time.
And
Oh,
I thought
yeah.
we were gonna be doomed because there's another mechanic where you gotta do.
Coordinate with the numbers.
You're
and,
like all standing in a hex. You're standing in a box of like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and these things show up on the wall, and you have to shoot them in the right order, or you see the order, and then you have to run to that order in the hexagon, and if you don't stand on the right order, it doesn't count, and you have to do it 3 times, but you have to do it quickly. So if you do it like twice and then fuck up, you have to do it again, so that's 4 times, and you have to do it fast because the boss is on a timer. And the reason you have to do that is because it unlocks like stepping stones to get up to the next platform. You have to do that 3 times through this whole encounter too, and they get faster and faster. And that one is like, it's like right away you see it and you're like, all right, it's 1, 4, 5, 6, and then everybody has to stand in those or like shoot it or whatever it was. And if one person fucked it up, they died, they're dead, so they're out. So then you're like, we have to swap somebody in and out. And that's when like people were like, because you only had 4 people on the platform or something like that, and you had like 2 that were killing, like, oh my god, you were killing things.
put that microphone to your belly.
That part was the most like, not frustrating for me, but the most like, oh my god, if we
Intense.
fuck this up, it's just gonna take us hours to get through, because it's so like, it's fine if you can get through a round where nobody has to swap out and you're like, okay, it's just us 4. But as soon as somebody dies, it flusters a lot of people, and they're like, oh my god, where do I go? Which one do I stand on? Which one? And then you have like 4 other guys yelling like, go here, go here, go here. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up. Only have one person say what's going on. Dude,
Yeah.
I love the raids, but like that's what it's like. It's
Dude.
the most stressful thing in Destiny.
I think my favorite part of any raid that I've done in Destiny, which was only like 2 or 3 of them, but the Gauntlet.
Oh,
Oh,
the
dude, that
Gauntlet
one was fun.
awesome.
Because
The Gauntlet.
I was always the runner in that
Yeah.
somehow for some
The
reason.
Gauntlet was so cool.
Dude.
Dude, running was fun.
Having to jump through all the hoops and shit.
Yeah, and,
that
like,
was pretty awesome.
It was easy for me at the end because you know how we all have to run at the end. It was always easy for me because I was just such a pro at running through the gauntlet. But I never had to fight anybody in there or anything. It was just me running the. Oh no! At the like in between.
You still had to
Yeah,
fight.
there's some
yeah.
fighting. I
because
remember that
everybody
now.
was split into groups of
2.
3. Well, it was 2, but you had like 2 runners, and then you had to like do the side, like shoot to your left, everybody shoots to their left.
Well, there's different ways you could do it. You can, two people can do it, so it's like these two shoot there, and then they just stick
Yeah.
between there, or you could like
I think most
when you
people
do
did,
yours,
like,
you go to-
okay,
Yeah, there
just
was
one
like
person
there was
shoots to the
one
left or
universal
right.
way I remember.
Yeah.
most
Everybody-
people would do, but there were every once in a while you get a guy that'd be like, I've never done it. That
Yeah,
way.
that's
And it's like,
another
oh,
thing.
boy.
Like, because then you had to explain the way you did it, and
Yeah.
like even though the concept is like identical to what his normal raid team does, it isn't. You just know you're like, okay, we're gonna have to do a couple rounds of teaching this guy our way of doing it. But then you have like people who would argue you, and they're like, oh, my way is the way to do it. Like this is the correct way
No,
to do it.
shut
It's like,
up. Majority of us said
Yeah,
this
yeah,
way.
majority
you always
was, like-
need to just go by the majority of the raid group and what they know, because then it's easier for you as a majority just to get done.
Yeah, you don't have to
get
teach
through the
3
encounter.
people. You only got to teach 1. Yeah.
But the Gauntlet was definitely like the part of the Leviathan raid where it came in with the most teaching, like the most like
trial and error.
yeah, because you're like, okay, you have to don't shoot the green arrow, don't shoot the red arrow. They'll call out which one to shoot. Okay, mid, so you shoot the middle arrow, don't shoot the side ones. And
Well, no, it was whatever they called out. That
Yeah.
was the one you don't shoot.
oh, is that what it was?
'Cause remember,
oh yeah,
it
because then
is
you shot
three-
two.
yeah.
You shot 2 of them. You're right.
Yep.
You're right. Oh.